This is National 9 News with Peter Hitchener.
Injured Antarctic adventurer Peter Bland forced to wait for a family reunion. Another attempt will be made tonight to evacuate an injured Gisborne adventurer from a remote island off the Antarctic Peninsula. Bad weather has prevented an aircraft reaching King George Island from Punta Arenas in southern Chile, where Peter Bland's wife and daughter are waiting to be reunited with him. Nick Coe has our exclusive report.
Alive despite overwhelming odds, Peter Bland is taken into post-operative care by Chilean Air Force doctors. Just days ago, he lay unconscious on a slippery ledge 40 metres below the surface of the Antarctic. An avalanche had dragged both he and his equipment into the abyss. Andrew Watson was among a yacht-based support crew several kilometres away, which volunteered to rescue him.
Saw that Pete was about 40 metres down into the crevasse. He wasn't moving, his kayak was smashed in pieces and was obviously very concerned.
Andrew's brother Jay was with his training partner when their trek along the Antarctic Peninsula turned to disaster. At 1,200 metres above sea level, he abseiled down to his unconscious partner, losing radio contact in the process. For more than 48 hours, doing what he could to make him more comfortable.
He was very pleased to see us, obviously. He had spent, by this stage, 3 days, I think, on his own, trying to keep Pete well. Pete had not moved his legs or any part of his body still at this stage, I think, and Jay was very concerned about his spine.
It took all the rescue team's strength to pull the stricken adventurer to safety. Then, using Peter's broken kayak as a stretcher, they dragged him over the same treacherous ground which had almost cost him his life. Finally airlifted to safety, medical staff are cautiously optimistic. Some more examinations, they say, to ensure he could be moved safely from the King George Island base. Members of Peter's family are now here in Punta Arenas at the southernmost tip of the South American continent, anxiously awaiting his arrival and their first face-to-face contact for a month. Those who are with him now are desperate to return to Australia.
Thankfully, we're in very good hands and looking forward to getting home.
Their biggest enemy, appalling weather conditions which continue to ground any attempt at a mercy flight. In Punta Arenas, Chile, Nick Coe, National 9 News.
Rescued Iceman Peter Bland is resting in a South American hospital tonight, finally reunited with his wife and daughter. It was an emotional greeting for the Gisborne adventurer who almost died after being trapped in the Antarctic. Nick Coe was there for this exclusive report.
Nearly a month after they last saw each other, Peter Bland, wife Julia and baby daughter Olivia are together again. All three sent on their way by Andrew Watson, one of those brave enough to volunteer to rescue him.
You're a legend, buddy. Well done, mate. I'll see you at home.
When Peter left Gisborne in January with fellow adventurer Jay Watson, they had no idea that traversing the Antarctic Peninsula would come so close to costing a life. A life Julia Bland is overwhelmingly grateful was saved, despite her husband's horrific injuries.
All the messages from home, from family, it's just so hard to even concentrate on it right now, but when I get home I'll be writing a very long thank you list.
For several days the Chilean Air Force Hercules had left Punta Arenas, only to be forced back mid-flight by atrocious weather, each thwarted attempt keeping Peter a further 24 hours away from his frustrated family.
Especially knowing how disappointed the boys were, both of them expecting to get on the plane and come back, and then to be told that the plane couldn't land.
Jay Watson, who spent more than 2 days on an icy ledge with his unconscious friend 40 metres below the Antarctic surface, is on a yacht headed for the South American west coast. He and Peter had spent months training for the 3-week ice trek, pulling sleds through paddocks at Gisborne in preparation. Both agreed Jay should complete the 100-kilometre journey, one they were within a few kilometres of finishing when an avalanche almost pushed Peter to his death.
I can't express the gratitude that I feel for Jay, and he's a friend. He was a friend for life now, but now he'll just probably be coming for dinner a bit more, and I won't resent feeding him copious amounts of food.
Peter will spend at least the next 24 hours in hospital undergoing tests to determine when he's able to fly again. But within days he could be returning to Australia with his family at his side to be reunited with those who helped save his life. In Punta Arenas, Chile, Nick Coe, National 9 News.
Gisborne adventurer Peter Bland has told of his fight for life after falling down an Antarctic crevasse almost 2 weeks ago. The 32-year-old is now recovering in a Chile hospital, where he spoke exclusively to Channel 9 reporter Nick Coe.
Peter Bland's recuperation is steady but slow, giving him time to reflect on an expedition he almost died attempting. His focus now is on recovery.
Then it will only take another year. We'll get over it. And Jay and I will get down again and do another trip.
Jay Watson spent 3 days with his unconscious partner on a crevasse 40 metres below the Antarctic Peninsula surface. He's sailing now to South America by yacht towards a grateful friend who owes him so much.
I think I owe him a beer. I understand that he saved my life, and I'm looking forward very much to catching up with Jay.
Until they do, the 32-year-old is in good company.
Hello.
Hey.
Julia and baby Olivia at his side as he slowly remembers the events of a journey which could so easily have robbed the young family of a husband and father.
Even with all these injuries, it doesn't matter. Just to see them has been great, because I thought maybe I wouldn't see them again.
Medical experts say their patient is lucky to be here at all.
That the hip is totally displaced and out of the normal socket.
While doctors say the Gisborne adventurer will eventually make a full recovery, he'll spend the next 3 or 4 days in hospital as his condition stabilises enough for the 15-hour flight home to Melbourne. In Punta Arenas, Chile, Nick Coe reporting for National 9 News.